Well, welcome back to Uke-Magic. What I just played was the Pink Panther theme written by the great Henry Mancini. And in this video I'll be showing you how to play that awesome song. Now I got the tablature for this riff from Michael Lynch, so that link will be in the description below. And before we actually start to play that entire riff, I first want to go over how to read tablature, how to do hammer-ons, pull-offs, and 2 chords that are involved in that song. Now, a quick reminder, a riff is not necessarily an entire song where you play certain chords like C, G, stuff like that. It's actually where you press certain frets in order to create a sound and use it to sort of form a pattern. Now, hammer-ons and pull-offs, those are basically when you, pull-offs are exactly what they mean. It's when you press down and you pull off a string. And hammer-ons are when you press and you push on a string. That's a pull-off in the song itself. There aren't necessarily hammer-ons in the song. I just thought it would be important to point that out. So a hammer-on, let's say we would just play an open fret and then press down on the first string. That would go like this. And a pull-off would be where you have a certain fret pressed down already and you pull off. So that would be like this. Before we even go even more in depth, this is like a rough sketch of what a tablature looks like. Each line represents a string, meaning G, C, E, A, and each number represents a fret that you press. And quick note, 0 means that you play the note, the whole string open. So if we had a G string and we were supposed to play 0, it would really just be an open note, like this. Whereas if we had on the next string, we have 1, 2, 3, we would play 1, 2, 3 like this. So you have the C string. And then if we have the next string, and it's 1, 2, we would play 1, 2. And these little smiley face symbols, or the little curve, represent a hammer-on and a pull-off. That's basically it. And now 2 important chords that are actually part of the Pink Panther riff. One chord that's very easy to play is the chord of C7. And you basically have the very last string right here, A string, and you press down on the first fret, right there. That should look like that. It sound like this. That's basically C7. Now E minor is a little bit harder, and it takes some time to really get used to. I'll start from top to bottom. So you go 2nd fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the E string, and 4th fret of the C string. So it should have like this. And the G string should be completely open. No fingers, nothing on that. So once you have that pressed, it should sound like this. Alright? So be sure to practice those chords before you actually start playing the song. So it's very important to know those chords. In the tablature itself, link down below, it'll show when to play the chord. Like, it'll show the frets, but then that basically means like E minor or C7. So the first part of the song that's probably everyone knows and everyone recognizes is a doo-doo, doo-doo. So you play that on your C string. You play that by pressing down on 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now you don't have to use your pinky finger. It's a little difficult to use your pinky finger when playing that part. But what you can do is you can just stay on the 3rd part and then slide your finger over. So it should sound like this. And you can do that 3 or 4 times in the song, right at the beginning, sort of to get in the groove of it. Now after you do that, you go bum 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 bum, and you have your finger right here, right? That's part of the E minor chord. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then move your fingers over and play E minor. So practice that transition before you actually continue through the song. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, and then you go on the E string, and then E minor, and then you go 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, and then 4, 3. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, E minor, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. Now on this last part, you go from that, you just slide that over. On the actual tablature, it'll show that it just slides over. And then you go. So you're basically starting from 2 and you're sliding down to C7. So you're going. So practice that part, okay? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, E minor, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, C7. And then you go to da 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 da. That's the, you play that by playing open. So open, 3, open, 2, open. So if we play that whole part, that whole first section from the beginning, it would sound like this. And the next part sounds similar to that. This is slight variation at the end. So basically play the first part all the same. So it would sound like this. I'll just play the second part through so you can hear the difference. That's the difference, the very last part. So you continue the same thing. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, E minor, 3, 4. At this last part though, you go 4, 3, and you go to the 7th fret of the A string. And then you slide down to the 6th and you bring a finger over. So it should go. Doesn't matter which fingers you do it with, these first 3 fingers, as long as you get it. So let's play the second part through really quickly. So that will go. And then after that part, you play the first part again. So we'll go like this. And the next part would be. So you play the first part, the second part, and then the first part again. And then after that first part, when you go, play the E minor chord. The only thing you do is just strum down on it. And then you go here. You go to the 7th, and make sure you use your first finger and your other finger. You go, you do the E minor chord, and then you go 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 4. So you have E minor. It's called the staircase. Some people call it the staircase. That's Michael Lynch himself, who made the adaptation for this tablature. He calls it the staircase, and it goes. And then this is where you do the actual pull off. And the next part will go 3. No, I'm sorry. So you go 3. And you press E minor. Then you go C7. E minor once again. So I'll just go through the whole song really quick. I'll play it nice and slow so that you can look at the screen at my beautiful playing. So here it goes. So that's basically how to play the song. Make sure to go to the link in the description below and either look it up on the website that we have, Uke-Magic.com, or just look at the tablature. So happy playing. Make sure to practice and look at the tablature while you play.